Today we have a car that could literally substitute your house.
BMW is shooting themselves a little bit in the foot here, and I say that on a very positive note, and let me elaborate. Why would anyone want to pay that gap to the Rolls-Royce? I mean, yeah, I can't wait to be chauffeur driven after a while.
Hello everybody, we're back with another Experts in Cars video. Shrivas is back as well.
Hello again.
Today we have a car that could literally substitute your house. Maybe just a single room in your house, a cinema room, let's say, if you're not part of the clientele. But I guess if you drive this particular vehicle, you have a house with a cinema. I mean, no doubt.
Exactly. We are in the i7 xDrive 60. That's the variant we have with some bells and whistles from M. And we will show you the special cinema part a little bit later on. That's got to wait. But first, let's talk about the car. Tom, what have your first impressions of this car been?
I mean, what can I say? We've driven the iX. Two iXs actually, M and the regular version. For sure, this is next level. This is so quiet, so comfortable, so big, full of tech, full of screens, even in the back. Still, this is not something that you get every day in a vehicle. You basically feel like you're driving four separate cars while you're seated in your separate seat. I'm a little cautious now because we're testing the rear axle mechanism, so we're in very narrow roads here around our office, and this is performing flawlessly. I mean, last time we've driven this road was the with the Smart Hash 1, and this is going way better, although I believe this car is almost twice as big.
I can't tell you, I'm sitting in the passenger seat, I'm not even driving, and I am, after sitting in the Smart on the same road, I'm wondering at each turn, is this car going to fit? It is so long in the front, and in the back it is so wide. But Tom, when it comes to my first impressions, I think BMW is shooting themselves a little bit in the foot here, and I say that on a very positive note, and let me elaborate. BMW owns another luxury brand, the Rolls-Royce, and Rolls-Royce cars come at a very high price, and they come with some very specific tech, very specific luxury features that are exclusive to Rolls-Royce, And when I sat in this i7, I felt like, why would anyone want to pay that gap to the Rolls-Royce? I mean, people who own Rolls-Royces would probably know why, but it is
let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. But wow, it is so silent, it is so quiet. The doors weigh probably 1 ton each. It has the automatic opening and closing doors from the Rolls-Royces. So far it was exclusive to Rolls-Royce. Now this car that costs much lesser than a Rolls-Royce has it. It is just gliding on the roads. I'm so impressed with the ride quality, and that's really what I feel like. BMW is really filtering down its Rolls-Royce luxury into its own cars. And is it really shooting itself in the foot by doing so? Probably not. But that term, while it sounds negative, is about the best compliment I can give for this car. I'm not an EV guy myself, and I'm so impressed with this car. It is so good.
But we review the systems here, and since the front and the system is shared with the iX, which we have reviewed in another video, which you can check out in the corner here, maybe you move to the back and we review the car from the rear seats this time.
Yeah, I can't wait to be chauffeur driven after a while.
Perfect.
Chauffeur, to the office please.
On our way, sir.
And there it is. Welcome to the back of the BMW i7, or as I called it earlier, the budget Rolls-Royce. This is an absolutely great place to be in. The seats are amazing. They have ventilation, by the way, also in the back. They have ventilation, they have heating. There is a HMI, a touchscreen on the door with which I can control the blinds, with which I can do a lot of things. Maybe I open the blinds and you can see it, to the side and to the back. I can do that, or if I want a lot of privacy, I can close them. But the highlight here has to be the theatre screen. Tom, could you please hit the theatre screen? As you can see, I have now been cut off because what you see in front of my face that's blocking me is the theatre screen. Now, this is a speciality in the i7, which I think I previously saw last in maybe one of the Chinese cars. It's one from Li Xiang, if I'm not wrong. This is an 8K screen with a built-in Fire TV. Now, BMW claims it's 8K. I don't know to what extent that is true, but what it does mean is multiple things. On one hand, it's a touch screen. You can really play around with it when you're driving, when your chauffeur is driving, as he is in my case. Sorry for that, Tom. But there is a Fire TV with all the inbuilt apps. You have Netflix, you have Amazon Prime, you have YouTube, you have a lot of things. So if you're taking a long trip, which is kind of counterproductive to using an EV, but this car has good range. So if you're taking a long trip, then you can pull down the screen, put something on the Fire TV, watch your favorite Netflix show, maybe the new episode of Narcos, and just drive around. And now that the theatre screen is back up again, I must admit it's a great experience to be sat here and watching something. When you turn on the theatre mode, essentially what the car does is pulls up all the blinds, so you feel like you're really secluded, and it pulls the screen down. Now, the screen does have some ups and downs in its usability. For example, for the most part, it is a touchscreen system. But when you want to use something like YouTube, which is an inbuilt application, it expects you to have a remote because it's a Fire TV, but you don't have a remote in the car. So it forces you to use the on-screen digital remote, which is then, a little bit clunky to use, because when you have a touchscreen that works as a touchscreen, for the most part, you expect it to be used as a touchscreen. But all in all, I think having this screen is a great addition in another way. For example, you have kids. You can have them in the back, pull the screen down, play their favorite show, and enjoy your peaceful drive to wherever you're going. So, what do I think? I think this car is more enjoyed in the rear seat than in the front seat. Normally, BMWs are meant to be known as driver's cars, but in this case, it is well and truly a Rolls-Royce that has been brought to the masses, or as ironic as it sounds saying that, it's been made a lot more accessible. On that note, please do hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, the like button. Let us know what you think of the BMW i7 in the comments below. This was Shrivas from the back seat this time.
And me, Tom, from the front.
And Tom from the front. And see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.